normal. Because right now in St. Thomas, nobody in St. Thomas paying paying $1 million for rent. Nobody in St. Thomas paying $1 million for rent. So I don't understand how that benefits St. Thomas. Millions of dollars for something that was theirs. I don't understand that. So make it make sense to me. Who to tell me that you build a place for me and bring me in it and I used to stay $20. If you go pay that to me because it's bigger and it's more luxurious, who gonna pay that money? Who is gonna pay that money? That 10.3 million, who's gonna pay it? And that's what I want to know. Who's gonna pay that money? You understand me? And Oral still run from it. I'm not come and fight. Oral, Desmond McKenzie lie. And I will not say lie because JUTC do not make a profit. Do not make a profit. They might be increasing what they're doing, but do not make a profit. So that's
Tristan.
Richard. He's a liar.
Thank you. Thank you. Abin.
Yes, and I was say Andrew's a liar as well. Because Andrew tell me say the urban center full of St. Thomas. And I told him, and listen to this, you see, you're gonna have a quote there that move the staff. You have a tax officer, you have the already staff. You see, maybe at the workforce when I done maybe 10 or 15%. I would don't guarantee that to the St. Thomas people, neither. Right? We don't guarantee. So, and I'd say they're not benefit, but it's minimal benefit. Minimal benefit to all talk about it. And then remember what Mr. Shirley come and look at and Shirley come and say. The conceptualization of the urban center was for deep pocket investors, not for a small man. Remember I said that? He said, well, for deep pocket investors, not for a small man. So if St. Thomas, and also we're going to do with St. Thomas for St. Thomas, and it's not, this is minimal thing for the people of St. Thomas, right? Minimal benefit for the people of St. Thomas. What is the sense? Tell me now. And you people come and talk about. The man say for we are tax dollars because NCB pump $6 billion a night. And China about do the work. And we have a land component. Sense, tell me now. And you people come and talk about. The man say for we are tax dollars because NCB pump $6 billion a night. And China about do the work. And we have a land component. And we are still, and even with the land component, we should have can gather more in shares tonight. We still have to pay for it. But if we get 20% of the tourist dollar, we don't get 20% of the tourist dollar. And the work where we put in to make the industry vibrant and good.
Exactly.
We don't get 20%, and these people come and talk and pretty talk. Even tourist dollar and talk facts. The people them lie left, right, and everything. Every day lie. The people say they don't borrow money and everything from the last money that get from the World Bank to show the budget of 140 million the 24th of March. As people say tax that work, and the money now borrow. The waterfront improvement no waterfront there. At 12 million US then get borrowed money from the IDB. The international in American some American bank, and the people come and talk foolish and talk about we talk crap. But on the way come on, not Jamaican man. I must say, man. I was
thank you very much, Abin.
I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing as well.
Sure.
Let us not forget that. I wish hotel people them they sort of protest one night time. Royalton. Yeah, let us not forget that, people, because that hotel was getting a lot of money, even though that hotel being there created some jobs. It's a little bit of money these people were getting, right? A little bit of money, right? Most of that money, right, that the hotel was getting, it went overseas. So it's basically these outside companies, right? These outside entities come into the country, right? Set up shop, get a lot
in US dollars.
And then when the tourists and all of this come in now, them are gonna go to this big hotel and all these type of stuff. all these type of stuff,
If you get,
and
if you
spend
get
them money.
control of it.
Most of that investors, these overseas business owners.
Make oral come in.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
ready to go.
Alright, so oral, you're on your 3 minutes, you can go ahead.
Mr. Richards, let me ask you something. You don't think St. Thomas people need big pocket investors? What wrong with St. Thomas people get some big pocket investor?
So what is there for small persons? Tell me, what is there for them?
Let me say what is there for them.
Answer me.
The small person never there to survive all the time. So what them I do now is give them variety.
Can a small man get a shop over
What the
there?
government is doing now, give them variety. They might give them some big pocket investors who can help develop St. Thomas further. Right? What wrong with that? You can't appear small man. You can't appear small man in a one place. So we shoulder, or they'll get a shoulder to lean on.
I am so sorry for you people.
Eh?
Why
Brother,
not?
for your argument, what you say, you just
Why
a
not help
traffic.
this
You
small
just
man
criticize.
become a big
One
man?
Jamaica, one
Why
JA,
not
just
do that?
one JA, mute your mic.
Let him
Okay.
finish, J.A.
You just attack Mr. Richard because you have both talk and you love the PNP. And you can't see nothing else because Damien Crawford tell we say PNP have bad eyes, you know. So the only thing you can see.
You can never in a debate a decision with me, boss. Never. You'll never. You'll work very low.
Let him finish, Mr. Arbin.
What's wrong with big pocket investors in our community? That can only benefit the people. So when you come out and you talk and they criticize and they make it look like somebody dead and will Jamaica go give you. Jamaica is for all Jamaicans, man. The Prime Minister get a term for govern, allow the man to govern.
Jamaica is for Jamaicans. I agree with you.
When the man are govern, and you put the foot in the way, and if he fail, then you say he fail, when you prevent the man from doing what he's supposed to do. The man have a plan, and he come to set out his plan for the Jamaican people, in and do it for himself. In and do it for himself. But yet,
Pop the screen, guys.
Can I get the chance to rebut him?
His time is not done. Time is not finishing up, but let us know oral if you're gonna yield on that.
All right. What I'll say, see?
Yeah.
All right. What I'll say, see? I want anybody here, if 10 small persons, if there's any small man that can own a shop at the urban center, and if 10 small man can put together and own a shop at the urban center, does anybody tell me that? 10 small investor in Martin, 10 small business person in Martin can put together and own a shop at that place, or any small person who should be benefiting from that place can have a shop over there. Does anybody answer me? Anybody at all answer me?
Exploit, exploit who you call small person. You know. You say, when you don't say now make no sense.
Obviously,
if the place is for big pocket investors, then the big pocket investors will employ the small man. The small man can work himself. Small man can work himself to be big pocket investor as well.
Hold on.
I think it's my time now. But
oh, my time, man.
Hold on, Jamaica.
We not deny, so we don't need big. Oh, sorry. You see, oh, sorry. Don't need big pocket investors. We do need big pocket investors. The issue is, why is it that when we go into negotiation with these big pocket investors, the public, the government always comes out with the lesser benefit out of all the negotiations. And when we talk about, when one JA talk about the hotels and us not benefiting, you know, when I think back about the model that PJ Patterson wanted to come in, and I now operated in that model, when he wanted us to own some of these hotel buildings and have these brands lease them, and the Jamaica Labour Party fought now, we would be benefiting way more from tourism. If you think about it, when you look at the building that Ritz-Carlton used to be at, that's now Hyatt. That building is not owned by any one brand, it's owned by one man. And when one brand leaves, another brand comes. It's just a lease agreement. And imagine that model on a government scale, as a company that, as a country, sorry, that benefits, gets majority of its income from tourism. Imagine us owning majority of these buildings and these brands just come to lease and put their brand on the building and operate. We would have been benefit more greatly. But again, we are where we're at and we need to move from this. In my view, I think we need to not move away completely, but we need to rely less on the service industry and do some real exporting. And I think agriculture is the where we need to put majority of our focus. Education and agriculture is where we should place majority of our focus and investment to get us on that track. I'll give voice word.
All right. So may I take a 30-second by me 3 minutes. Anyway, let me address Mr. Hope. When him common sense, I think Voice run one of the most authentic and solid program on TikTok. And I'm going to vote for the PNP. And even running my program. Turn doctor to diagnose me. Don't know where I come from, any friends them where they say they know me. To be running my program. And the General Secretary for the Jamaica Labour Party. And the just an embarrassment to the fact that not one on we run a program or contribute to a JLP program of even that level of endorsement or commitment that I'm so important that the General Secretary can call me by name and speak to me decently. Not one hour, no, not have a program like that. Let me move on. Because I'm not going to pick down your personal life. Because I'm like we call all the Prime Minister piss pot and toilet. And still can call the header of Belmont Road with respect and dignity. Can you do that? Who know you? Who know Chuck? Who know hello? I don't waste my time for no, not even toilet paper. But let's move on. You're here to defend technically that the politics and the sciences of philosophy for trial and error election, 1944 to 1962, is really an election of the people of Jamaica. No. The Union Jack was still flowing from 1944 all the way to 1962. There was no attempt to sovereignty. It was all much about trying to figure out how we're going to govern ourselves. Even if you want to give Buster the credit as the Prime Minister, what did Buster did for the people of Jamaica? It took the People's National Party to deal with lands reform, woman right to pay, get rid of bastardism, equal right and justice for all Jamaicans. The party of the people. The party that I have never paid any attention to because I was trying to put in. But now we grow up, sir, and understand the power of our vote. I understand getting to all Jamaicans. Please consider the true reason why we vote. And I will be voting for the People's National Party and still embrace all of my friends them at Belmont Road because they're not as stupid as you guys are. You think because they're not, because me I go vote for PNP. Colonel Charles Jr. is my friend. any one of them ever look at me and say, no, come here. And the road, no get tractor and truck and label it out because St. Boswell come by me program, go and talk about how them now take care of the constituency. So what credibility if your man will not have no sense? If me not have any sense, why is it me have such a big impact on the ground and me not even touch the ground yet? You see what I'm to feather? They say me feather number fi call feather. I mean I call feather. Why is it me have please ask the general secretary of the party to call you, Chuck Finley, hello neighbor, and go to a nice conversation. You guys are not even worth highly to water. Thank you, sir.
Oh my God. Thank you very much, Vice. 1JA?
Well said.
Well said, for real. I would say that when it comes, okay, so the person Oral was saying that yes, we need big investors and stuff like that. We need big investors and stuff like that, right? Companies. What I'm trying to say is that we should not only rely on these overseas companies to generate jobs, to create jobs, and to boost to make capital flow within the country. What the government should do is basically create the safety net, create more safety net for the people, for the citizens of the country, so that they can live better lives, and not only that, but so that they themselves can become the big investors, right? Make the people, give the people of Jamaica the ability, create the environment for the people of Jamaica to grow in wealth and to become these big investors. And we can't just rely every time on these overseas companies for coming and then appear we look at nothing. We can't just have every call center everywhere, so every day. So yes, the call center then create jobs, and that is good, don't get me wrong. But we need to also, create our own, create jobs that will stay in the country. Because if these call center decide, say, we're gonna move over to our next place because them are pay lower, we can't pay these people lower wages, they will do it. And what we are going to do after that? This is not sustainable. If you want to ensure, right, that Jamaica is constantly on the right track, right, you need to you need to look at sustainable development. Create, set the that to actually become the big investors. You can't just rely upon the overseas people them constantly. And again, I just use them and use the labor because we have cheaper labor. That's the thing. If them find somewhere else cheaper, that's where them are go, Right, that's where them are go. Just look at the numerous amount of sweatshops them throughout the world. Everywhere you see sweatshops and them things there is because because the people them poor and the companies know them can't pay look to nothing. So yeah, just create the safety net, social safety net. Assist the people them in Jamaica more to become way better.
One point of order, the host. Please be
And the companies way better.
what kind of services that the poor residents use in St. Thomas, like permit to bury them dead, a little party, a little all those local services will be increased so they can pay the bill for the municipality. Every parish council service will have to increase. So the prosperity on the carry come is a curse and
Has
destruction.
anyone ever? I need to take a look. I want to look at last year's annual report for the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, because I really don't foresee them being able to afford this.
It need to be sold. My goal is if you come take it and sell it, give it back to my collection. I'm going to look piece of land, government land, and go build up 1 building on it. Full stop, because they want to come mislead them prosperity. Instead of donkey pen they make out there, that be much better, because our minister government don't give a donkey. And the one donkey when dead. 5 donkey dead for hungry.
Vice.
The donkey dead for
The donkey
hungry.
dead already.
Boys, mute your
Dead
mic, man. Mute
because
your
when
mic.
the
You
Alright,
sharks
approve.
have eat
Yeah.
the
alright.
grass, we go
Moving,
feed the
moving
donkey and
along,
crowd
moving
eat the
along,
Why
grass.
say they prove? You approve for the
moving
people them
along. Alright,
say
hold
you're
on. Alright, common
schizophrenia for
sense,
true.
Oh
common
yes.
sense.
Yes,
On, all right. Wish all the best, you, but take your medication. Anyway, question you say, I wanna ask
Wow.
question I wanna ask 1J, Richard, Jamaica in focus, right? We're talking about the hoteliers and who come in and invest. Tell me some a question I want to ask you guys. Why not set up one big all-inclusive hotel? The three on why not set up one of those projects? Richard, why you not set up a hotel and like
So
that?
the thing now, that's watch out,
Let me hear why not
You
set
know
up
what
one?
can happen right there, son? The government, right? Why
We're
the
talking about
government will
government,
decide?
but you don't need government on that, bro. All they need to
No,
do
cause watch
is
out, guess
get
what? Guess
action.
what?
Ah,
You
Jesus
need to
Christ.
get the
Remember that
capital.
Jamaica.
Let me
Remember
finish.
that Jamaica is a
I did don't see
developing
set of
country.
people and
Boss
never
man.
deal with
So
it.
because
Got
and
no
remember,
government.
listen,
Get the
one of
capital.
the I am
In the millions
I
and
am
US
answering your
dollars and
question.
open one.
I am answering your question.
No, nobody answer me. Just listen. If
No,
you
watch out.
guys,
No, you ask a question. I
no,
am
all right, now
answering.
figure. Let me finish. And I'll kill my time. If
No
you,
man, make your man answer your man.
boss man, if you guys had the money, right, and could open one, you not open it. You not set up something. But the fact that you
As
guys are
I've
all
said
broke.
bond
Once again, you guys are
this is
all
a
broke and
developing
you cannot do
country.
it. Let me finish,
Most
man.
of the people here are not able to do that.
That's the way
This
I
is
understand
why
that.
the
So that is why
government
we have
should create,
foreigners.
should assist the
Hold on,
people.
let him finish, JA.
Moderator,
When
the
he
man
Okay,
finish,
again.
let him
you
finish.
can
Go
take your
ahead.
10 seconds.
Boy, them are people here.
Let me make my point. All I'm trying to say, there's 2.8 million people in Jamaica, and there's 2.8 million poor people who cannot go and set up no serious kind of a hotel in
The Prime Minister
That's the
can do
fact.
it though.
No, he can't. He don't have enough money to do
So,
that.
so how he value
Exactly.
$1
The Prime
billion
Minister
such in
can
a
do it.
short time?
Let me
He
finish.
can do it.
No,
Eh?
there's no, apart from maybe 6 people in Jamaica who maybe can do something decent. Nobody else cannot do it. The point I'm making is that, look,
Man.
whether you want to call it neocolonialism or what, the foreigners have to come in and invest so people can get work, the farmers can sell them produce, and that is what Jamaica get out of it. The government get them taxes. Underneath,
But what we have a cell without
That is
water?
no, watch out. This
underneath,
is, I
Somebody
don't
a
know.
madman.
When I finish.
underneath to understand that. The country benefit on that. And why
Benefit
none
from
of
what?
you cannot do it is that you guys are all broke. Benefit on that.
Okay, so this is the thing now, this is the thing
So
that
once
we
again,
need to
so when you're
understand.
broke and you don't
The
have money to invest,
government,
you take what you get.
the government has
You what if you take what they get?
in
Yeah,
take
labor
what them
right
get.
them.
Yes, you
Here
take
the
what you
labor.
get.
Yes, this is
Take
the
what
thing.
they
You
get.
know.
After
They are
the
not.
rob
You're broke,
Minister of
Because
Education.
all may I say is
they're
that
getting
create the
jobs.
social safety net. Create the social safety
One,
net.
Get after
They are
the
not
rob them
what
come
you're
become
and
talking
say.
better
about, let me
to
finish.
become
What you're talking about
financially
safety net
stable.
is nonsense you're talking. And
What
somebody
you
So you
want,
support exploiting the
what you
Jamaican
want
people?
is for the poor people then, right, to work for these overseas
For
companies,
nothing.
right? And if nothing for little
nobody
to
not working
nothing,
for, it's
right?
lying
And
to
not
tell
only
him.
that,
It's
but
lying to tell him.
the money that would be created, the capital that would
Boss
be
man, I lie on
created,
not
right?
tell man. The people
All
that get
of
them paid.
this would go in the
And
hands
living
of
well.
overseas investors. In this area in the first place.
Cheap labor.
A cheap labor them a
Alright.
look in this area.
Jamaica tomorrow. All you're going to have is that you go back to the 90s where you have peer prostitution.
At this, no one is saying that all of the hotels them need for come out
Sir,
of
we are
Jamaica. No
asking
one is
government to
saying that
negotiate better.
Is that you go back to
We are
the
asked.
government exactly.
Oh no,
We don't
them
need
so.
to sell the Jamaican people slavery done, We don't need to sell the
Yes.
Jamaican people for look to nothing. Hotels them need the
hotel, them
government.
satisfy
Why the
Capital
government
sense.
cannot assist the
Capital
Jamaican
sense.
This
Thank you very
to
conversation
much.
be
now
more
go nowhere.
financially
Alright,
stable?
Extreme, pick up
alright,
yourself in the morning,
alright,
see?
alright.
Capital
Go,
sense.
alright, cool.
Yeah, I tell you,
Kestan.
Slavery them want to bring back, you know, say slavery them want to bring back.
One JA, all of the one JA. One JA, may I go read?
2.8,
May I go run this?
2.8, hold on.
One JA.
2.8 million poor people at Jamaica looking at each other and the money to invest. Cannot change the country, go end up like Cuba. Cuba have how much $1 million people and them down
Do
there over
you
here.
understand that in certain ways Cuba are doing better than us? And,
Better than what?
and look at this, too, you know, and look at this.
We're
Cuba
talking
is
about better
under a embargo by the United States. Do you know that?
One question.
You know, say
Common
even when
sense.
Cuba is under the embargo of the United States, and some other countries do not want to trade with Cuba because they don't want to get the higher or the heat of the United States, them still are do better than Jamaica in certain ways.
All I'm
You ever
trying to
wonder
do,
that?
guys,
It's
when we get
because
some
they are able,
and set up an hotel.
it is because they are able to stand on their own 2 feet.
One question. Common sense.
We as a developing country, right, if we continue on this path, the only way that we can stand up, right, when it comes to standing up in the global stage and stuff like that, is by the assistance of overseas investors. The thing is that, you know, this is not sustainable. This is not sustainable.
All right, thank
If
you.
these overseas investors
We're not still long.
Aye.
Let's
country
just-
are going to
My turn now.
Thank you.
Cuba
So-
needs to stand up on
Let's
their
just say a
own
quick thing and jump down back.
even with
Common
embargo.
sense. Why you not make the people them? Why you not tell the people them that you're of Cuban descent, and you don't mind the black exploitation of black Jamaicans? Because basically that you talk about, you don't mind how much them get paid and them thing there. Just tell them that you're of Cuban ancestry.
no.
You're not really Jamaican.
Boss,
Just
man, I
tell
mean
them
that.
Alright, so we're gonna go.
But
We're
that
gonna
you say common
next
sense.
time, and then we're
Common
gonna
sense,
go
that
to
you say
Kestan,
common sense.
and then
Thing there.
No, common sense,
common
that's
sense.
what
You
you are
can mute the
promoting. Common
microphone
sense.
now.
All right, mute no common sense. That's what you're promoting anyway, common sense. One JA, may I have a whole reason? Because one JA, you know, the first thing, you know, so the same cost fair thing there, at 1 piece or 3 piece chicken out here in Jamaica, it's the same cost for it overseas. You know that, don't?
When it comes to KFC,
Yeah. Equivalent to the same thing. But the Americans are getting $16 per hour for pay. And Jamaicans are getting $2.10 per hour. And
yeah,
common
you know,
sense,
we then take for idiot.
and common sense is going to tell me that we must sit down in this country and allow big investors to come use it, that we can't even sustain ourselves. Hey, common sense. To change the
Take
name,
all
brother.
of the money and bring it back to their country.
Common sense, change the name, brother. Can you
All right.
don't-
Imagine,
Let's agree. How the investor go use you?
green.
When you pay for
Imagine,
your service.
All
imagine
the
this.
investor, look, first in the beginning, every investor coming to Jamaica before them come here, they know them make money. Them sure them make money. So the first thing to begin is to do what? When them come here, negotiate better wage. $16 per hour. It's not even country.
That,
Not even
that is
1% of the.
hold on, that is the
our
mindset,
get.
you know. The people that went to China and paid the people them $1.80 an hour and 50 cents, starting way back, and China become a world power, right? And you guys,
Not even.
people that went to and China
Become a world power.
Listen,
China become a
Because the
world power.
government,
Last man, listen.
the government,
Right.
The government do that.
Listen.
the government
All the
themselves,
investors.
Government do
they
that, brother.
have,
Last man.
they
Let's say
have
the
the-
Hold
investors.
on, my turn. Shut up, common sense, my turn now.
All the
Common sense,
points
all
and
the
wait,
points, common
because you
sense,
can't
talk when your
hear
time
when you,
talk. Don't talk in
yeah,
my
all the points and wait till Kestan is finished.
Go ahead,
you would
Jay.
call China socialist in a common sense. You would even call China communist. And you yourself as a China. And you yourself as a China. Listen, you know, make no sense in a common sense. You need for start. Listen. You state China, right? And they came nothing back in the past, and now they're a major power, right? But what you fail to understand is that the Chinese government, right? Even though I don't agree with a good amount, I don't agree with of the Chinese government. They obviously were working in the interest of making the country better. They weren't only allowing these overseas companies to exploit their workers. They were working in the interest of making the country better, right? What you were advocating for, where that overseas companies can come into Jamaica, pay them look to nothing, and get all of the money for themselves. That's what you were advocating for. And you are telling we say, we as Jamaican for just take it.
No, I mean, I said that. What you need to do
That's what he was saying.
Set up a big hotel chain.
Alright, so the thing now is that, as I said before, right, the average Jamaican
And if you
is
cannot
not
set up what you
able
guys
to
number
create a hotel. So if you want something like that, if you should look to the let's say this. If you want Jamaica to be better, right? The government, right? One of the first things that the government should be doing is that looking in certain ways of how to make Jamaica able to stand on their own 2 feet without a fear rely on IMF, without a fear rely on these overseas investors, right? Don't get me wrong, some overseas investors can come in and all of these type of stuff, but we cannot have these overseas investors take over everything.
No, I
Alright,
Them take over everything.
Okay.
We're not.
Alright,
There's
so
no
we're
way to
gonna
navigate.
move
One
around
day,
to
you need your money to set up the balance, the counterbalance, and that you have the ability to do. So you just need to shut your mouth.
alright,
So
alright,
You
come
see,
on,
Jay,
friends.
this is what I'm talking about.
What
You
is
are
there? What
obviously
is there to prevent?
advocating
What is there to
Alright,
prevent the local investors?
all the points until Arbin is finished, then oral.
Mhm.
Richard?
Yeah, like when there, I can say something.
10 seconds, and if not, we're gonna move to oral if he's not here. 10 seconds.
So common sense, right? You're talking in a way that it come like say you're not reflect. You're not reflect your username common sense, because obviously you can't expect the average Jamaican for open a major hotel, right? And yeah, say because the average Jamaican can open a major hotel, then therefore the average Jamaican should just take
Shut
what
up.
them get. Anything with them
All right,
get.
no, all right.
Yeah, literally. At that time saying that's what you said common sense.
Why more Jamaicans?
Come on, that you just say a while ago. You just said
And
that
all I am
common sense.
saying,
2.8
is
why them
that the
not getting
government
Alright.
should
Arbin
help the
is not
Jamaican
back as
people
yet, so we're gonna hold those points and
to
move on
grow
to
them.
oral.
Mhm.
Hold on for your points, them. Oral.
Yeah, one JA, you get a lot of time, you speak more than everybody else. You speak like 3 times more than everybody else. You really not come across with make no sense. Want to ask you they talk about the foreign investors. What are there to prevent the local people from invest? They prevent them, so through the local people not investing.
That's the point, bro. Very good, Aura.
So I'm gonna answer this or answer it or
So may I say to you, because the local people not investing, we should not upset the international investors.
No, I'm saying listen, you can have some international investors, you can have some overseas companies coming into the country, and setting up shops, right? But we cannot rely on overseas companies coming into the country to set up shop and rely on that only for the job creation and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is that look on this. And the next thing as well is that we as Jamaican obviously cannot compete with some of these companies. Do you think there is any Jamaican whatsoever, any Jamaican business owner that can compete with KFC? Name one right now. No, them can't compete. There's no Jamaican company we can compete
KFC
with.
is a household name, and them not just come out and just dominate.
It is not only because it's a household name,
listen to me. I might have a
immense
speak.
amount of wealth.
They use time and build themselves in the people, their mind and in their home. So therefore,
Using their
if
wealth.
a Jamaican come and say, one JA, may I speak, brother? If a Jamaican have a product and them good at what they are doing, they will overtake KFC at some point in time, but you can't just do it now. KFC are big boy in the game now.
All right. So
KFC
the thing is that, you know, we do not live in a meritocracy. That is the first thing we need to get out of our
I'm
head.
saying
right?
to you, my brother, KFC
Finish first, finish first.
have them own shares of when them a build, when them just born before they start creep, right? You would expect a company now to just come up and just do like KFC.
All right, so the thing now is
they will get there and do even better than KFC. So that's why I say the Jamaican people, them who they are the tell themselves, they who they are the and stop blame Andrew Holness for we not to be in the first world status by 2030 or whatever time it is. The mindset that Jamaican people are ready for first world country yet. We don't have the mindset that we don't think like first world people. We blame everybody for we failure. Everything right now, the PNP is so desperate, and instead of them come to Jamaica, I said Jamaica.
I think this gentleman, hold on,
Hold
1
on,
second.
hold on, let him finish.
I think this gentleman
he's getting
time
right
up.
there.
This is
Let
what
him
we're going to
finish.
do.
We're coming right to you, Jamaica. Let him just have 10 seconds and finish. So we can move right around. The time is coming.
Instead of the PNP come and tell Jamaica, this is what we're going to do better than what the JLP and Andrew Holness is doing. All no can do is go attack Andrew Holness' character. Andrew Holness a thief. Andrew Holness on this. Andrew Holness on that. You don't say blame for the people. Vote against the JLP instead of vote for the PNP.
We
make no sense,
All right, thank you very much. We're going to move to Focus and then Jamaica. I'll come back to JA. Focus.
No, man, I'll allow Jamaica. Go ahead with Jamaica.
All right, cool, no problem. Jamaica?
Thank you very much, and good evening to everybody. I appreciate your time and effort speaking about Jamaica's issues. As I will always say, I view politics from the perspective as an owner, an employer, and a financier. These politicians work for us. Hearing the discussion about tourism, I'm so happy to hear that we're discussing these things. As I'm so happy in the industry for over a decade, and in the capacity of a Guild of English Professional Butler over 8 years. It gives me the right to speak about the complexity and the issues that surround the tourism industry. And with that being said, I hear a lot of people saying things that they know not one clue about. But I was just coming out of a tour, the National Hospitality Workers Union's meeting, which I am honored to be called the president of that movement, which has a driving force of people who are about to make changes for the tourism industry. And let us give a little bit of figure. So the tourism product in 2000 so the tourism product in was US. 70 to 80% of that goes back to the investors, 15 to 20% goes to the government, and a mere 10% or less goes to the Jamaican people. While tourism is making $4.38 billion, the people in Jamaica are getting $2, $4 per hour. That is not sustainable. Other countries in the Caribbean were getting less than us in terms of earnings for the tourism product is getting paid better than us. For example, with Barbados having $1.6 billion from tourism, they are getting in Barbados over $6. So therefore, that there's a problem in our country in terms of governance, and that is one that we must scrutinize. With over 30% of the workforce in Jamaica, into over 350,000 Jamaicans who are in the workforce. And based on the last election, it was 37%. That simply means that the tourism industry plays a major part in how our country move and in terms of the economy. economy that benefits not the Jamaican people, but the investors. And to hear them saying that, oh, Jamaican people don't want to invest in their product, where is the money? And I also asked the ministers this in a meeting. In the last 5 years, tell me one pilot project that TPDCO and TPDCO and also TEF has undertaken, and also simple means that the tourism product is not benefiting the people. Over 10, I take notice, not benefiting the people. We'll just finish up real quick. With over 10 hotels protesting last year, it simply means that and when you look at the adjoining communities, they are impoverished. So they take the money, and tourism is still like slavery. I have butlered Ed Bartlett twice.
Long time, you know, brother.
I never been tipped once. I just asked to land right now because I listen to you speak foolishness. So I'm telling you the facts. And thank you, host. And I will rest there for now. Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate your input. Very informative. So for the listeners, you can do your research. And I'm going to make reference to a lot of people that is lacking information and is ignorant to a lot of things that is going on in our country. The JIS website, it is there for references. A lot of stuff is posted on there daily. So a lot of stuff that you aren't aware of, go on the website. It's all there. JA.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting in the chat, so them, Jamaica. Cause I don't even get, cause you know, I don't even get what. Let me, cause okay. Let me go back to explaining, right? Again, Jamaica. Again, thanks for the enlightenment and all these type of stuff. Cause me I try get it in their head, but it come like Orion and common sense now get it. But let me go back to this now, right? How because these overseas companies, right? Because these overseas companies have more money than the native companies, than the Jamaican companies, right? And the Jamaican people, they are able to, we call that now. Because as I said before, it is not a meritocracy, right? Once you have money, you have an advantage. If you have a lot of money compared to your competitors, you have an advantage. You're able to advertise throughout. You're able to advertise your stuff constantly on the TV, constantly on the internet, in different places, right? You're able to open up different restaurants in numerous amount of places, right? And not only that, but sometimes what you see companies do, right? For example, what's it called? I don't remember that specific American company, but what you say tend to see companies do sometimes is that because they have immense, especially the wealthy companies, because they have immense amount of money, right? When they have a competition in the same area, they will literally sell their stuff at a loss, right? Sell it at a loss, sell it cheap as possible. And it not gonna really affect them that much, because they have money. So they can just sell them something cheaper than what it actually is. So them have money can, and because them have so much money, them not really worry about that. So when them sell these things cheaper, right, compared to them competitors, they make them competitors go out of business. All right, for example, imagine that your competitors go wholesale over yourself and the next wholesale over yourself, right? Right, even if the more expensive wholesale a bit higher quality, if the other wholesale able to sell them stuff even cheaper than the next wholesale, a lot of people are gonna buy from the cheaper wholesale, right? And because a lot of people are gonna buy from the cheaper wholesale, right, the other wholesale will sell it for a more expensive price. Them might go to business. Them probably gonna go to business, right? And when them go to business now, you're gonna see them. They see the wealthier wholesale will sell them stuff cheaper. Them are gonna buy that wholesale. Them are gonna say, "Oh, yeah, go to business. I'm gonna buy the business from you." So you not have to lose all of your money, right? And they buy that business. And when they buy it, they get a monopoly in that area. And when they get the monopoly in that area, they are going to raise them prices. And guess what? Nobody can go say nothing about it because of the one wholesale did them. The two wholesale they were usually did it. One of the competition gone, so just the one wholesale. And they can raise them price to how much amount they want to raise it to. This is what happens when you have companies with mass amount of money competing with small tiny companies, right? So imagine like all these overseas companies that will compete with some local Jamaican company. There is very little chance that these Jamaican companies can compete with these overseas companies because of the immense amount of wealth they have. This is just one strategy. There's multiple strategies that these overseas companies can do to outcompete the other companies then, even if the quality of their stuff is not as good as the Jamaican ones.
Okay, thank you very much. And the reason why we need a government who is more interested in government than anybody else. First.
100%.
Common sense.
Yeah, man, I was here listening to 1J and he spoke for about 5 minutes and honestly, I don't make no sense of what he was saying, pure garbage. Young man, think about what we're trying. Make no point there much better than that. And extreme, you're saying that, need a government that care about people. Let me tell you something, it takes money to care. Just like in a fact, broke areas in the country with so much rundown institution and everything now work is over the years we have a whole lot of bad management, particularly with the People's National Party.
After 9 years, please.
Right? So that is part of the problem we have. Now,
okay, but common sense, one question. Would you say that common sense, one question?
If I don't say that?
Yeah.
No, all I'm trying to say is that it takes money to care.
A good question. You did say it's broke. Just confirming.
All I'm trying to say to you, over the years, while PNP was in power, we didn't have no money to do nothing. And then that's why everything backlog up and nobody have no water, everything run down, hospitals. And then I try to lift the standard of the people. You know that school bus system, I reside in Florida. And when I see them introduce that school bus system to Jamaica and using the big, nice, pretty American buses, you know how good I feel? Basma, all it means is that, look, we're trying to get out of that ghetto system, I would call it, where picking my bunks and tumbles and going with taxi and now have my organized system. At least I'm going to put a good structured organized system in place. And that is something to be commended.
What about the hospitals then that are underfunded?
You understand? And that's
by
one.
the JLP government.
Number two, back to the tourism thing, right? Yes, of course, it would be nice if the tourism developers or investors and pay the people more money. Nobody now going to say no to that. However, one cannot say, okay, the people might exploit anybody. Because let me tell you something, I'm from Southeast St. Ann, and I have a whole lot of family members and friends who go to Otres daily, and it's there they make them living, them build them nice houses, and then drive them cars. Some workers cook, some workers make up the beds, managers, entertainers. It's a beautiful, and them have good standard of living. That's why if you should check in for money, go right along to Montego Bay, you won't see no ghettos in them here and no shot building and them kind of stuff. Hotel and tourism is what carry that area. And you know what? We can only hope that the government continue and get more tourism coming to the country. Any Jamaican who have their money, put up their money and go open up hotels. That's how the capitalist system works, and that it can't change. And that is what that's about. Nobody is stopping any Jamaican from opening a hotel. Well, Jamaicans cannot get into that business because, yes, we are 99.9% poor people who don't have the kind of capital to do nothing. Yes, maybe you have, as I said, 20 or 5 or 10 people who could maybe set up something sensible. But it's not there, and we don't get there so yet. So we have to know our place. You understand? Back
So
into
wait.
St. Thomas.
How
We're talking
common
about,
sense?
let me finish.
How do
Back
we
into
get
St. Thomas.
there? Who the Jamaican? Because if it's 99% of the Jamaican, them broke,
99.9%
right?
of Jamaicans.
My brother, let
How
him finish. Let him finish.
do
Hold on,
Hold
let
on.
me give
Let
him
him
some
finish,
let
time.
and
me
Give
then
him
finish.
some time to finish.
yes,
And
and
we're
we'll
gonna
move
come
it
right
around.
around.
Yeah, 99.9% of important to do nothing like that. It's a few, maybe you can find 10 Jamaican who able to go build a hotel. Just be real on it. We don't have that kind of capital. So when we get the capital, we just need to accept it and be happy. Let me tell you something. I have a whole lot of friends and family members who
Sound like
employ.
he must start a different conversation now.
Yeah.
Him can end because
Yeah, man, that's it, man.
you can't listen
Yeah.
so much foolishness one time.
That is my point.
Thank you,
That
thank you very
may I
much.
say that,
Thank
cause
you,
yo.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. But I don't know. It's kind of baffling to be hearing that coming from,
That is my
and he's here up sometime campaigning, and and the good that the Prime Minister is doing, but yet we still have 99.9, so only 0.1% of Jamaica is actually living a life where they can actually afford to build a hotel. Anyways, I'm just done.
All right, hear me answer now. Because me want
Actually afford to build a hotel.
the Jamaica. Jamaica.
Yes, King.
Go ahead, man. Talk for my time, and then you go back to your one. Go ahead, boss. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, my brother.
Due diligent, brother. Go ahead.
I appreciate that 100%, and I will take this opportunity to educate the
Jamaica.
Yes, King. That we're at a crossroad in our country, and I hear people who don't know nothing about the tourism industry come out and speak. It is like you go out with your pitney and somebody will tell you about your pitney where you are grow, and them don't know how your pitney eat or anything like that. But anyways, let's get back to the meat of the tourism industry. Slavery. And why I say this is slavery, because I've experienced it, and exploitation. Let's get back to the force policies that are already there to fix and better maintain the tourism industry. They turn a blind eye to it. We want them to know that tourism workers are essential workers. And you see, when they talk about job, and working people are poor people. We want to move the people to an entrepreneurial mindset. Am I saying that everybody is going to be an entrepreneur? No, but I'm saying the work that the people are doing and the compensation what they're getting is not adding up, and that right there needs to change. Who is going to change it? The people. So what we want the government to know, that we are not coming out here just talking about the problem, National Hospitality Workers Union. We're talking about sustainable development and growth for the Jamaican people, where the Jamaican people are able to take advantages of grants. So what we want, like a small, medium enterprise, is benefiting from the tourism product, that it can be diverse and the people of the community can build out the community initiative, so that we can have that as a self-generating system, so that the people of the country feel the wealth of tourism and they don't have to go to these utopia, which they have now shut out our heritage and our culture while it dwindles to nothing. So it hurts me when I hear some of these people come out and talk about the tourism industry, where they don't know about people who are doing people exploitation that is called the emotional distress when you get need things and you cannot afford it because the company is not buying enough resources so that it can spend equitably among the guests. And also imagine this, that you are living in a tropical country where and if you drink a bottle of water at the hotel, you're charged $40 US for that. Right? There's no cooling station for the team member. There's no provision. The time has ended. I
All
don't
right,
want
thank you
to
very much. I appreciate
disrespect.
I respect that you respect the panel and the time. I appreciate your input.
$40 US for a bucket of water.
Abin, are you here?
Thank you very much, Jamaica. I appreciate that, brother. Since me there, just stick around. Thank you. Just me did it because a lot of people need to know this because I've been listening to you and I've been listening to a couple of things from the other day and I appreciate that. So stick around. I've been listening to a couple of things from the other day.
Abin is not here, so we're gonna jump straight to you, Well.
Yeah. Jamaica just water.
Indeed,
Jamaica, is that what you said?
indeed confirming that from experience, not asking about it.
You talk about $5,000 or more than $5,000 for a bucket of water?
Yes, that is what the hotels are charging you if a team member is caught drinking a bottle of water. Don't take my word for it.
Really? Really? Anyway, done talking can I get a bit boring still, so common sense can use my time if him want to.
Yeah, okay. No, where Jamaica get that about $40 for a bottle of water. If there's any exception, but that's no norm now in the industry, bro. I don't need to repeat that. As a matter of fact, December I was at a resort in Discovery Bay, and I noticed that even with the hotel workers, like different nights also, they have functions and so on and so forth. And at the bar, hanging out and taking a drink, you would see even after the guests them finish eat, the workers were there eating up whatever lobsters and beef, steak and all that left over the guests don't want. And I observe them in the morning and eat them breakfast too. So that is a thing that work in the industry too. I mean, as to how they work out that arrangement, I don't know. So it's not all that bad. As I said, I have a whole lot of family members that make out good out of that industry. I know one of them who make beds, and let me tell her something. Her tip on US dollars each month run on $900, she told me. So, and she lives well. Yeah, I go to a hotel, and every hotel I go, each day, I tip her $10. Yeah. Even when I go to all-inclusive hotel, them will say, oh, and so, still put on a tip. Yeah. So these people not living as Jamaica would want to say. I know tourism workers live well, you know. But anyway, I want to touch back on something again. And Richard, you guys have the opinion that, the St. Thomas Center is a waste of time. You know, my opinion, pretty buildings. It show that the country developed to move forward. Each time you come to Jamaica, unless the place not developed and you not see good buildings, you know my pretty buildings. Each time nation. So the urban center is a positive move, just a good look. And yes, when I talk about 300,000 they were paying us some the floor, rundown, rat-down building. People have to step up in life. So whatever it costs and then move to a new center, boy, just embrace it, man. Open all the minds to advancement.
I
Can't
must
just
bring
set
to
up the nest like
attention.
that.
I must bring to attention to the host that his time has ended.
Yes.
I'm just giving him a little.
Just settle on the mind, feel little, just all the time like that. Only can grow to move forward and get rich. You have to think big. There's actually a book on that. Think big and grow rich. But if you think small, When the mindset will be always stagnated and we can't move forward, bro.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you go ahead, 10 seconds, JA.
All right, so common sense, what I would want you to do is to try to do some research on how the lives of these individuals working in the hotel industry, what is it like? Because you might see something, right? You might see something, right? Things that you might see, one and two things, and you might say, oh, you got to tip a $10 every day and all these type of stuff. But that does not necessarily mean that these individuals working in the hotel, or especially those who are like doing the cleaning and the grunt work, are living good lives. You need to look at the statistics. You need to look at the statistics, look at the history, look at the protests and all these type of stuff. Because I think you might be living in like a make believe land. No, to be fair, no. I think it's more of that, because you're from a certain type of environment, you're unable to see the sort of the struggles of others. So just look at the statistics. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we have a new joiner here, Sam, and then we're gonna have Jamais coming in afterwards. And then we're gonna have Jamais come. If your microphone is muted.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah, I was listening more to hear, hearing. I didn't get much. But the much that I got is a whole lot of people criticizing the government for actually trying to do stuff in our broken country. Memory serve me right. I lived through. I'm actually through. So I lived through the 90s, lived through the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and still in the 2000s. Jamaica was far worse than where it is now. Now to see people criticizing that we're actually making a move and going a bit forward, that's like ludicrous to me. I can't get that in my head for the life of nothing. Remember, Jamaica was bad. There was no work, there was nothing, especially in the 90s, the early 2000s. So if you see, now me come to see young people are go to work, the money might not so enough, but at least people are working. When me left school, I couldn't find nothing to do. And all my schoolmates and whole bunch of people, there was nothing to do. There was no work. The country was stagnant. And now to see what it is now, and people are criticizing. And then, on top of that, making it seems like, well, then there is this magic thing that you can just touch and tomorrow morning Jamaica will becomes a first world country and everybody will be living good and all of that. There is no such thing. You know what I mean? There is no such thing. It will take time to get Jamaica to that point. No overnight thing. First time, like as if they are talking like, well then, okay, if we get a change of government tomorrow morning, something going to be better. Bullshit, nothing like that.
Thank you very much. We can move straight to Jamais because it seems there's no rebuttal.
There is a rebuttal number.
Straight to Jamais because it's Mike, so you can hold it till then. Go ahead, Jamais.
Thank you again, host. And I must say this will be my last thing that I will say, because I think that the level of conversation indeed need to rise in our country. And when we speak about the facts. I go to history from 1958 when Norman Manley said that we don't have a political problem, but a social problem. We still do. And when you see a man like Bustamante, which was a dunce, and like Bustamante, which was dead or alive in 1963, 8 months after the so-called independence, that is an indictment on the government at the time and the Jamaica Labour Party. That man must be kicked. Our man can said kill off the people of the country and then laud is as an hero. No longer should the Jamaican people celebrate evil. 1968, you Lawson Shera banned black books from coming into Jamaica. That again shows how the Jamaica Labour Party doesn't respect education. From Bustamante says selfish over education. When you go to 1972, Michael Manley said free education, free healthcare after getting the money from those 6 big backside companies. In 1980, when what's his name, Edward Seaga came into power, which he was never a Jamaican, but an evil man was running Jamaica in 1986. He stopped free education and also privatized schools so only the rich and majority could afford education in our country. Move on to 2010 under Bruce Golding. By his negligence, people, Jamaicans from Tivoli Garden, died in the Dodos incursion. Died in the Dodos, which has been in power for 10 years, and he talk about a broken country. And they talk about the money, it takes money to care. Yes, it takes 300% increase for the finance minister to say that he don't want to be here and run well left Jamaica in a mess with $3 trillion thief by this government, 2 billion, from education and causing
in the garbage, we can't listen to that.
And cause our education to be in a plunder right now, where only 5 subjects are more. Only 18% of our kids pass 5 subjects or more. And to hear that 70% of the high school kids reading at grade 3 level, that is an indictment on the government. The government has failed the Jamaican people, failed to show transparency. Why is there a gag order under the IC? But anyways, I want to go back to some of the things that they have said, right? Want to talk about the hotel system, which common sense keep talking nonsense. You are talking about something.
Your time up.
Look at the time that is on right now. All right.
Time go up.
All right. So you're talking about the nonsense that you talk. You don't know about the tourism industry. I am telling you what is happening in the tourism industry, right? And we don't need no more hotels in Jamaica. We need more hotels in Jamaica. We need the Jamaican people to build out the tourism initiative or the procurement process where they can compete for government contracts and build out tourism initiative. When I talk about $40 US, yes, $40 and $40 US, over $5,000 if caught drinking a bottle of water without no proper plan, no policies from the proper planning. I'm hearing somebody mic opening. Common sense, please be respectful. Thank you. Right? And you talk about the ghetto system in Jamaica. When you're going to take what left bus and letting out the kids in the middle of the road, don't you see? Don't the minister which we paid $22.9 million yearly, don't see that it's going to leave the kids inside the road? I want to take back a few seconds which common sense stole. Right? To say the Jamaican people are smarter now. So you guys with your foolishness and garbage, you are talking about a make-believe, and I look at you guys and think that you're psychotic and you're mentally challenged to think that the Jamaican people will continue to accept corruption. Good evening to everyone. Think about our country.
Very much. Thank you very much, Jamaica. I hope that, I know it's late, but I hope that you will come back again and continue to give your contribution to the program.
Iran, I want to...
No, I think he will be listening to you, so I'll give you 10 seconds.
Yeah, I want us to address him.
But if you don't be disrespectful now, because I know you.
Bring him back up. No, I address him.
No, you can. He will be listening. He's gone. Yeah, you have to respect his time. He's gone. He's gone. So go ahead, 10 seconds.
Yeah, because Jamaica don't know anything about tourism. He was about
a hotel. That was my very first job.
very good because look,
I used to work in a hotel.
the first time I get
First job.
I mean is when let me say about 8 years ago I rent a hotel, Half Moon in Montego Bay. They have some big houses on that property, and after we check in at the main hotel, they drove us to a bus to this big house. Check in at the main hotel, and when we pull up at the hotel, at the house, 3 people came to introduce themselves to us in uniform. One was a butler, one was a maid. They classified themselves as that, and one was whatever, I don't remember, cook. Oh, a cook. And let me tell you something. They came and they were so, how should I put it now?
You have to hurry up with the 10 seconds.
No, I know.
Common sense.
Hold on. When they listen, it's important. This is lesson. When they came and they started addressing me and my family, it was so heartbreaking to see in modern time, right? That it's like almost like they were reacting slavery. And I said, boy, a job as a butler, although a butler is really a come around at the hotel. You call them and them send and go, because we use a butler. They don't get, we use a butler. They don't get this where we want, get that hotel where we want. Know much about not hotel in terms of inside working. Because technically a butler job is a come around job.
All right, thank you very thank you very much. And in your terminologies that I think you use, come around jobs, is not something to describe job because you think you are in a different position than them. I used to work in the hotel industry, and everything that Mr. Jamaica said is actually true.
You know the job of a butler?
And the thing to
I know
is
everything, but we're gonna move.
And the thing to
I know
is
everything,
that
but we're gonna move.
mom works in the hotel industry as well. She usually working on the laundry part, but she work as a maid as well. So when me I talk about the hotel industries, I will come and in what common sense. And when Jamaica, they are say as well.
1J, can I 1 second? Just to
No problem.
make clarity and then go. And this is it, right? A butler is the highest level of service at any resort, anywhere has to do with prestige service. We give elite service, right? That's why I'm a Guild of English professional butler. I butler politicians. I butler Ed Bartlett twice. I butler CEOs. I butler Adam Stewart. I butler Gebhard Rayner. He was the CEO of Sanders International. Adam Stewart is chairman.
I know Jamaica.
So hold on. CEOs.
I know Jamaica.
So hold on. Common sense. You know nothing.
I spent time at the butler.
Listen, what you are. You know what you are?
Technically, I mean, once the butler.
Hold on, common sense.
Common sense.
You're gonna get a response.
No man. Listen, no.
You're gonna get
it. Of a butler. Nothing it doesn't get higher than us. Not
it's
even
a glorified housemaid. Be real about that.
Well, no care what you're saying. The highest, there's no other department that is above a butler. Because which department is above the guest? None. The butler represents a guest in the third party. So we book reservations. We ensure that we manage the guests' stay. And we use emotional intelligence, which is understanding somebody's emotion, understanding yours, and coming to a mutual understanding so that you can have a seamless process. We are psychiatrists, right? We understand the guest inside and out. So what you are saying is a bunch of garbage, and you're doing no justice to the name common sense because you have none. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
I was going
to bring somebody, see?
Hold on, Abin. Let Jay finish his time. We're gonna come up to you.
You can give Richard the time, you know.
I can say I have somebody that work at Half Moon for 25 years, right? They lived there in 2018, and I was gonna bring her around to tell you about the butter because butters are very important to any hotel. Trust me, I can tell that. and she was a manager friend in
I'm
Samantha.
not. Hold on, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
I
Hold
can
on,
confirm that
I'm not
as well.
saying
common
that
sense,
them
your time is
every
coming.
every
Just hold
every
on now.
every work has a important to the hotel. Every category of workers.
Very much so, I agree with that.
No, I agree with that too. But
That
what
was
Jamaica
what
is
he
saying, as
proposed.
a butler,
He
he
explained
would
to me
know about
earlier.
the executive
Common
direction.
sense, common sense, you are disrespectful. Common sense, you are disrespectful. You are insultive, and you need to change your name. You know why I'm saying this? Common sense. You consider one of the most pristine job in the hotel as what? What you just called the gentleman a while ago?
Come
Come
around, come
around
around.
job.
Come
Come
on.
around.
No,
Common sense. You
but
don't
common
know
sense,
what.
right?
Look here, shut your mouth.
A butler is
Shut your
not that.
mouth, oral. Oral, shut up.
Oral, like
Oral,
no
oral, shut up,
oral.
oral.
Brother, a
Oral,
butler,
shut
I
up,
don't
oral.
know prestige
Oral,
job like that.
this
I
is
make him look like.
Okay,
oral, oral.
No, the thing is that
Oral, go check what butler mean. Go check it out.
eh,
Hey, one, two, no, brother. You know I'm a
alright,
good man.
so we're gonna continue.
all right. So the thing, all right. So this is funny to me because all right. So the thing though is that right. It's not necessarily the insulting part with common sense that is the problem with me. It's just the lack of intelligence. And I'm going to be very honest with you, common sense. You are exhibiting a very low intelligence. Right? There are certain things, right? You could have looked up. Certain statistics you could have looked up, right? If you have looked them up, you wouldn't be right? If you have life talking nonsense, right? And you don't even need to look up some of these stuff. It should be common sense to know some of these things. But it's almost as if it's from an like it is hard for you to grasp. So
Brother,
I don't know. You need to just read
since
more,
you get
look
a
up some
butler key.
statistics or something. It's not the
Butler
butler
know
part, It's
how
not
butler
necessarily
operate.
even the butler part, It's just everything. Because what you're stating about wait them again. Oh, he said that if Jamaican, like why don't Jamaican invest in so and so? Why
Yeah.
they, I don't even know. Like it is.
Alright,
Yeah.
keep it, hold it. Welcome to the panel, Marga. We're gonna come right to you.
Good night.
Good night. Just mute your microphone and we're gonna get right to you, okay?
Oh, you
Okay.
bypass me, get from caught me in the talk,
Alright.
I'm coming in the talk.
Yeah, so we're gonna come up.
You normally go up, why you go down? You go up, you never go up and
No,
come down.
we're not going down. Common
No,
sense is
but I
next.
was here.
Down. Common
No,
sense is
but I was
next.
here before him. I was here before him.
No man, common sense is next, then Keston, then you.
Common sense next, then case. Stuff I know you. Why did I go rotate the seam like rotate it down?
So we rotate it
All
going
right,
long time, man.
I
Yeah.
be kind of the other side.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look, and I'm not really disrespecting Jamaica's position still. He might want to come off that kind of way, but you see, the way Jamaica present him argument as if him some kind of a big thing that the industry. So many just kind of want to neutralize that kind of nonsense in my approach here because Jamaica wouldn't be sitting in a boardroom with the directors or anybody. So I don't know about the big operation. Yes, it's a fact. I've been to Half Moon already and I deal with butlers. So I kind of understand that. The butler we need something to be done. We call them and say, we need this. We need that. And them wrong, go get it. Technically, I don't really know what a butler is. But John Mike present this butler argument with a whole string of accolades as if it's a big deal. So I'm not really saying it's a big deal. But anyway, forget about that. The truth is that, and he did mention something about, I don't remember now, but anyway, Jamaica is on the right track, bro. And the honest truth is that, let me tell you something, people might not want to believe this, Andrew Holness right now is the Messiah for save Jamaica. Right now is the Messiah for save Jamaica. And yes, if fine, because I'm not in Jamaica, but me see where wholeness have make a lot of changes. And me see where wholeness. The problem is, most of the Jamaican people are not intelligent enough to comprehend and understand the good things that are happening. Number one, let them pay less income taxes. Who wouldn't want that? That is something to celebrate. On the GCT, who wouldn't want that? That is something to celebrate. If I bring any buses, the people pay less and save money. Who wouldn't want that? We see the man, people don't have pension, reach age 75, the man I give them pension. As a matter of fact, I think wholeness is a man pension program. Me can't really stop that. It's a JLP position. But I've never seen any of this thing happen in the history of Jamaica. I remember in the 90s, I was in Jamaica when it come budget time. People used to fret. Doing too much as raised. Right? And Jamaica, for the first time, me see things that happen. History in Jamaica to stagnation on a PNP. So PNP has really been a destructive force of the country. Because PNPs are doing raise, only because we in the country good. But Richard, you need to check on yourself and get a liquor list, bro. And
country grow in the last 3 quarters? Yes or no? Has this country grown in the last 3 quarters?
What I'm since the 9 years, the man.
Yes or no? Has this country grown in the last 3 quarters?
What I'm since the 9 years, the man come in power. Check and see what the man do, bro. One by one. Because what he did in the 9 years, Patson, I don't know. I mean, I get home, I understand the brain. Trust me. And people, you know what? I think when you get conditioned to poverty and then getting out of it, you can't change. And I think that a part.
I born as a millionaire. I born as a millionaire. I born as a millionaire. My dad was a millionaire. I born as a millionaire. My dad was a millionaire. Early Greek, Ocean Elizabeth. Yeah? I born as a millionaire.
Thank you very much, Abin. Hold your point until we get to you. But I have a question for common sense, and I would like for you to answer it on your next time, not right now.
Ask me now, baby.
Give me 5 things that this government has implemented that has benefited at least 80% of Jamaica when your time come around. Okay? Remember the question.
I can answer you now.
No. We're gonna move on to Kestan, then Abin will come on to oil and go right down. When you come back to your time, you can answer. When you come, all right, Kestan.
Ah, boy.
Abin will come on.
Come on, said, will you come back to Jamaica?
If the conditions are right and may have that frame of mind. Why laugh?
Common sense, no, you as a Jamaica is on the right track.
It clearly just dismissed everything that you just said, and I would want to laugh very hard with Kestan as well, because it's obvious, and just you're trying to sell your party, and you just sold them out by saying the condition is right. But allow Kestan to finish for me, please. Allow Kestan.
No, remember, I said before.
No, you answer the question.
Allow Kestan.
Thank you very
Remember,
much.
I said before, right?
Thank you very much, bro. I don't need no more from you.
After 18 years of stagnation.
I do not need no more. Chill, bro. Chill,
Go ahead, Kestan.
Chill, bro. I did not more from you, bro.
Mr. Green, the man answer.
Right?
Thank you very much, bro. I don't need no more from you.
After 18 years of stagnation.
I do not need no more. Chill, bro.
Go ahead, Kestan.
Chill, bro. I did not more from you,
Mr. Green, the man answer no wrong enough because we are in an election.
Shut your mouth, brother.
We are in an election campaign.
All right. Let's pick up on that when you're time.
So what you mean? Okay.
A lot of people are, not saying that anyone here is ignorant, but a lot of people is ignorant to a lot of things, and they're trying to learn something, I can assume. Yeah. So go ahead, Kestan.
Oh boy, this is a hard task.
Before you start responding, why on a PNP
is ignorant to a lot of things, and they're trying to learn something, I can assume. Yeah. So go ahead, Keston.
Oh boy, this is
Mr.
a
Green,
hard task.
before
This
you
is
start
a hard
respond,
task.
why on a PNP love attack people personal so?
Personal what?
Yeah,
What
gonna
do you
keep
mean
it like
personal?
yeah, people like me, you have
Remember,
like you have
Hold
something
on.
personally against me.
Oral, please.
Brother, I know so you think,
Oral,
brother.
please calm down. We appreciate you that you're still here. Just please let us all respect each other. We're having a conversation. People are listening to about the lies and the nonsense, and them have common sense at least to be tuning into the conversation to at least action date is called. So we're gonna move right along, Keston. Make a add back your time and we're gonna move to Arbin when you finish and then Oral and then Margain at the bottom. We're going right around. Go Margain at the bottom. We're going right around. Go ahead, Keston. Mute your mic. Unmute your mic, Keston.
oh, sorry. Common sense. Not oral. Sorry, oral. There's no disrespect. I mean, no disrespect to you, oral. I'm just playing around. I'm no disrespect. The thing about it, what I recognize with the oral, is that oral, you cannot come to a common ground, oral. There's no, not oral. Sorry, oral. There's no disrespect. I mean, no disrespect to you, oral. I'm just playing around. I'm no disrespect. The thing about it, what I recognize with the oral, is that oral, you cannot come to a common ground, oral. There's no time oral you ever take time out to look into what you're saying and admit, say, yo, you know, so this not sound good for you, and then switch up the dust. Admit nothing wrong, oral. Nothing you think is wrong. When a man can say we made an investment, we made a profit of something that there's no profit in oral, and you can't see that something is wrong with oral, then something is wrong. Oral, I'm saying to you, can't see that something you know, oral, that the transport system has made improvements. Have made improvements on their collection in terms of the amount of people that do or whatever then put together. Let's say them are all the thing together. So them make a stride of capitalize on something.
Please stop up the live, guys. Please stop up the live. Share the live.
But what
Another
Desmond
people are on
McKenzie
live
say
now. Share
is
the
a
live.
lie. Anyway, but what Desmond McKenzie says is a lie. There's no profit made in JUTC that we will talk about. No profit made. This is what I know profit is. As much as I'm here 50 years old, me know what profit mean. I bought something for $100 and sell it for $101. I make a profit of $1. This is not profit. I bought something to help somebody and I'm for $100 and sell it back for $50. I don't make a profit. I'm helping. I subsidize somebody. I help somebody to have something. By not giving them it freely, but they pay half the cost. I help somebody to half. I lose. So Desmond McKenzie to come and say they are making a profit, it means that we're making money from what we spend. We're not doing that. And that's a lie. If you can't come to that, brother, you don't need to talk to nobody. If you can't come to that understanding, they made the 2003, 23. If it was 2004, 1.7 million. They collected because it raised a fare and so forth. So they collected that. Kudos. That's good. Wonderful. We love that. But that's not a profit. And if you can't get that oral, you need to go back and wake up with a nightmare. And no disrespect to your brother because that's what you're telling me. A lie is just a lie, oral. A lie is just a lie.
Mr. Green, up to now, I don't tell that the JUTC make a profit, you know.
No,
I just ask you a simple question. I just ask you a simple question. Give me your evidence. Give me your evidence that the minister lied. That's how I'm saying to you.
Didn't I give it to you?
Oh yeah, chop me up over JUTC profit. I mean, just give me evidence.
Hold on, exit. Oral, just simple oral. You did not say that. I didn't say you say that, but I'm asking you. Upon the information that you've gotten from what I read, and that they did not make a profit. They did not make a profit.
In revenue.
In revenue. Do you believe now that Desmond McKenzie lie or he is misleading the country? What do you believe?
When your time come around, you can answer that in your time, oral. When your time come around, Abin.
I will say this, you see. For coming to talk about poverty, my father was a millionaire in St. Elizabeth, Edley Gray, Tastemouth, and I have made millions in my lifetime. I was schooled properly.
Give us.
I tell you that, who know me. But I would say this, you mentioned about GCT less than the lead CT threshold, but did he add 12 additional items to the GCT threshold? Check the facts, he add. And you talk about 18 years. What about the years between 07 to 012? You don't remember those years? Like, it don't exist. Every time you people go about 18 years, what about Bruce Golding and Hardy Shaw years? What about those years where they sink the country into desperate mode? Sink the country like deep back into, way back in the 60s. You don't remember that period from 2007 to 2012? You need to stop talking about the 18 years and remember those parts, because that was a period after the 18 years. And what happened in that period, trust me, Jamaicans suffer. Jamaica suffer. And we have a lady prime minister. Only we should have thanked her. You should have come out and thank her. We should have thanked her. You should have come out where we are respected in the international market, financial market, and everything. You should have respect and bow down to Mama P, because Mama P had to use a Congresswoman Clark to beg forgiveness for Jamaica and put us in apart. And you should remember that. And all the policies, did you talk about tax and everything? Did JLP have a tax reform? When they came into power, did they have a tax reform? All the policies that were put in place, and with the epoch and everything, JLP had to follow. So if PNP had remained in government, they would have been on the same path. So JLP had to follow that. And just remember, the great finance minister messed up on one of his budget speech. Just remember that, you see? Remember that good. I remember Ardisha was the minister of finance and the package that he laid on Jamaican people. So when you come and talk like people know things. We're not feeders. We know what you're saying. And I'll say again, remember the GC threshold, when he reduced it, he put on 12 additional items on it. And that is additional tax. When he increased the teachers and the teachers' pay and the public sector pay, what they did, they put all the benefits in the salary and tax the salary. Because there were no trouble and everything. Everything was in the salary, one salary, and they taxed it. So that is additional money for the government as well. You should know that. Right? They teach public sector workers money from 2002 to 25 up to now. They have money for them. Right? And this government is deceiving, because this government is only going to come. We have a 2-year in negotiation period, and this government changed it to 4 years now. For what reason? And they postponed 2 negotiation period from March. You talk about a 4-year proposal, and you're going to have no increase for the 4 year. Yo, this country is in a deplorable condition more than you people talk. And if I'm living in Jamaica and I don't run, if I was away and talk like you, I would have come back home. I would have come back home. To you talk positive and things going, I would have come back home. But I bet that bottom dollar you won't come back to Jamaica. Right? I would have come home. You talk about foreign Jamaica and this and compare Jamaica with America and about me come home long time. Why don't you come home, man? Come home.
Thanks, Richard. Thank you. Well,
Richard, you
thank
public sector from 2002. Do the maths and see who in the office 2002.
No, 222 I'm talking. 220, sorry, 222. 2022 I'm talking. Sorry about that, man. 2022 I'm talking.
You go in now, nobody nothing from 222.
Brother,
so,
you not read, you're not listening.
Misleading.
Make him finish in 3 minutes. Then you can.
That was the time of the reclassification, when teachers who used to go home with 800,000 start going with $2.2 million now. So me not see your argument where you talk about teacher, all this and that. There's a promise for a 4-year agreement. In the first year, then don't pay anything, and then 3 years